Hi, I am Sean Craney. Today I am going to be talking here about our project dealing with the adolescent brain of the young child out in the American school system. Here with me today I have Sarah Elliott. Introduce yourself, Sarah.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be working with Sean in this collaborative group project.
All right, so Sarah, why don't you tell me a little bit about the adolescent brain and how it has to deal with the common classroom or the common teacher, as we were so talking about earlier?
Thanks, Sean. So, first, let's just have an overview of the adolescent brain. So, it's really important to talk about all the different aspects of the brain, the inner, the outer. And once we understand that, then we can understand a little bit better how it works and how it operates within the classroom. So the outer brain is the cerebral cortex, and that's where higher level thinking happens. The frontal lobe helps with decision making, planning, and impulse control. But since it's still developing in teens, they might act impulsively or struggle to focus. The parietal lobe processes touch and space, and the temporal lobe handles hearing, language, and the occipital lobe interprets what we see. Now we go to the inner brain. This is the emotions and the memory section. Deeper inside, we've got the amygdala, which controls emotions and can make teens extra sensitive to stress or peer feedback. The hippocampus helps store and recall memories, but high stress or trauma, like ACEs, can make that harder. The corpus callosum connects the two brain hemispheres, and as it develops, creativity and coordination does improve. And then we have the brain stem and the cerebellum. This is kind of the physical side of the brain. The brain stems keeps us alive by regulating things like breathing and heart rate, while the cerebellum supports movement, balance, and even attention. Developmental process, why this all matters. During adolescence, two big processes happen. That's the pruning and the myelination. And that helps the brain become more efficient, strengthening useful connections and speeding up thinking. The adolescent brain is essentially the same size as the adult brain, but it's not fully developed. For teachers, understanding all this is key. Adolescents aren't just acting out, their brains are literally under construction. By designing lessons that build emotional safety, encourage movement, and allow choice and reflection, we can meet students where they are at in their development. So the next time you see a teen struggling to focus or manage emotions, remember, it's not just behavior, it's literally biology in action.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Sean.
Now, what I also want to talk about here today is not just the brain and the jargon that goes along with it, the medical information, but also how can we facilitate this collaboration between teachers and students. Now, most people tend to not understand that us teachers also have to understand how to relate to our young students. And in the modern classroom, there's no better way of relating to the modern student than with modern technology. Now, some of the technology that teachers in classrooms will tend to use nowadays are known as Nearpod. It's a form of technology that allows us to digitally display and share our knowledge in an engaging and interactive way. Teachers could explore material on brain development and discuss mental health strategies and reflect on how these concepts to connect to the classroom in practice. Now, according to my sources, Ahmed and Alumbark in 2022 showed us that interactive tools like Nearpod can significantly increase motivation and engagement with our students. During traditional lessons into dynamic learning and experiences, this proved true for us. It made us a professional and more collaborative type of teacher in the 21st century. By combining digital collaboration in with the students developing in brain, we can better understand and such as insights into how the adolescent brain can function in today's society. Now, I just want to finish off this video here by talking about how our resource will better influence the classroom when people read it. Now, Sarah, tell me, a, how would you respond just hearing this Nearpod use is to the classroom and what you described in the brain?
Well, Sean, I think that anytime that you can incorporate technology into the classroom, it's going to help with collaboration. And the whole point of this group project is to learn more about how to interact with technology and with students in a way that enriches the environment and creates a safe, thriving environment for all students to learn. And so I think that AirPod can really help with students that are at all different levels connecting with what the teacher is presenting. And so I think it's a really supportive tool, and I was really excited to learn more about it during this project.
I agree. Now, I just wanted to conclude by saying thank you for watching our video, and I hope that provides a very informative learning journey as we begin to dive into what a adolescent brain will be like in the future. So, have a nice
Yeah.
day and good
well,
day.
Sean, I'd like to just add a little bit about the process of creating this content together, because I think that was really fun.
Oh, yes, of course. Who could ever forget that?
Yeah, so I think that Sean and I did a really great job on this group assignment, showing up in the group tab in Halo. And I think that we immediately showed up. And unfortunately, other two group members did not show up. And so I really appreciate Dr. C just intervening and reducing our group to 2. And so Sean and I went back and forth in creating what we decided was our resource, which we really like, the 6-panel brochure. It's just really easy for us to print off and just refer to throughout this class. I'm already looking ahead of the benchmark paper, and this information has been really helpful and supportive. Unfortunately, Sean and I were ready to complete the project over the weekend, but we were kind of waiting on our other group members. And so we're kind of in the last minute here on Tuesday night, which is okay. It works out, and we made it happen, just like so many of my teacher friends make happen late in the evening when they're finalizing activities for their sub plans or grading material before a quarter.
Yes.
I don't really know what Sean and I could have done differently. I think we did our best to set up our group well, and we did have 100% participation once there was just 2 of us. I think that overall group assignments can be challenging because they require balancing different personalities, work styles, and schedules. However, they do create valuable learning opportunities, collaboration. It helps students build communication, problem solving, and leadership skills while learning to listen, compromise, and work toward a shared goal. Even when teamwork feels difficult, it teaches accountability, empathy, and how to succeed in different environments.
Yes.
And so even as this assignment was a little difficult for both of us, I'm really proud of how we kind of came together and made it work. And I think it will help us as educators kind of understand the challenges that go along with group projects and how to set up our students for success when we do assign them in our own class.
And I do agree. It is very important to work together when it comes to a collaborative assignment. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sean, and thank you, Dr. C.
All right.